everyone, Ken here, your Thrifty Apprentice. Happy Sunday, guys. Today we are going to be taking a first look at and doing a demo with the Camel Oil Pastels. This is 50 shades. Now I did go ahead and unwrap the product in the beginning of the video simply because I wanted to save you the drama of having to see my camera rig setup reflect into the plastic. Here the Camel 50 shades come in a cardboard box. It has a pretty straightforward design to it. It says brilliant, smooth, vibrant colors. Now I'm going to take my time and try to turn this over on the back without spilling the pastels out, which was one of the advantages of having the plastic on. Okay, so here on the back it says Camel Oil Pastels are made from vibrant, high quality pigments and are superior grade. The thick, heavy body enables easy handling and has a solid, subtle feel. They are great for large freehand work. The brilliant colored pastels apply smoothly and blend easily for subtle shades, tints, and color mixtures. So, setting you up for what they say you should expect from the pastels. Now, it shows a couple of different things here. It shows using the pastels as underpainting, paint the background with Camel watercolors, paint over with Oil Pastels in contrast or similar shades. So it's giving you some techniques that you can use the pastels with. You can do wet on wet with pastels. Add a wash of Camel linseed oil on your canvas. Dip the pastel in the same oil and use to paint. This will create a smooth blending between the colors. Use Camel fixative spray after you are finished to retain the colors of the painting. And of course, that won't be anything that I try, but if you're into actually doing oil paintings and having the oil paint experience, that's something that'll be really good to try, I do believe. But as for me personally, I use oil pastels because I don't want to have to deal with all of the oils and things that come along. I just use different non-oily methods to do my blending. It does show you that in this pack, you are going to have a large variety of colors. So you do have the color swatch with the color name and the color number for each of the pastels. It says these shades are indicative and not exact due to printing limitations. And I love the fact that they display that. They let you know that this is a digital printing. So this only goes to show you, as I say, swatch if you're not sure. But of course, with oil pastels, you kind of get what you see, in my opinion. So there's not always a reason to swatch them. I do it simply because I review them and I want to share those swatches with you guys. But if I didn't actually review oil pastels, I'm not sure I would swatch them. They're the one medium that I always feel like I can see exactly what I'm getting. Here on the side, it lets you know that these are produced by the Camel Company. It gives their address, which they are in India. It gives their website, web address, a customer service number that you can call for customer support. Now, the reason I wanted to try these so badly is because I have experience with the Camel watercolors, which I feel are a very vibrant, super great quality, budget-friendly watercolor. I put them in the professional grade, and I feel like they are, they are really nice. Now, if I'm not mistaken, they may have had a bit of an odor, just a small odor to them, but if you can deal with that, then I think they are a wonderful choice, and they're always priced really, really well. And since I had such a great experience with that product, I wanted to see if the quality would carry across the different ones that they sold. So when I saw that the Camel pastels were on sale on Amazon, I jumped at the opportunity to go ahead and order them. Now, I got these back during Prime Day, which was October 2023. I think I paid about $17, $18 for them. So now this is not a review. We're just kind of looking at them for the first time, and I'm going to do a little demo with them so I can get a feel for them. off the bat. You guys can kind of see them in use, you know. And I will be using them in a few more illustrations before I decide to actually offer a review of it or an opinion. You guys know I really like to test the products before I go giving you my 2 cents about it. So the inside of the box, and that cardboard is a little thin, so it is what it is. They were super economical. So there is that wax paper covering the pastels. Oh, they're so big. They are really big, guys. So let's pull one out here. So it says Camel Artist Pastels. It gives the color name. This one is burnt umber, and the number, which is 032 in this case. It's a pretty solid feeling stick. It's pretty soft feeling. I mean, well, not as soft right off the bat as like the Montmartre pastels, but it's a little bit firmer than that. It's going to be interesting to see how these color out. Nice arrangement of colors here. They're in a plastic tray. So, I mean, the packaging is pretty economical, you know what I'm saying? I don't know exactly what to expect from these. I have not heard much about them. It's pretty heavy. Those pastels are pretty big. That's actually a pretty heavy tray. Yeah, and just, you know, so that's what you get. It's not any kind of luxury packaging or anything, but the pastels were under $20, so, you know, that's something to keep in mind. All right, so I guess I need to swatch these out, which I'm not going to put you guys through the torture of, but I am going to keep the demo real time. Now, it will be edited, but it will definitely stay real time, so you guys can kind of keep up with what I end up doing, and then we'll jump back over for just a little chit chat afterwards about my preliminary thoughts. Definitely not review, but just kind of how I feel from the very first impression of them. Don't typically like doing first impressions, but they seem to be pretty popular, and normally my first impressions carry over throughout the review. There's been very few times that I've gotten a first impression off of a product and ended up absolutely hating it by the time I got into the review. But there have been some products that way. Anyway, let me swatch these, and then the next thing you guys will see will be a demo. As I start, I will let you guys know that due to the fact that I am keeping this real time, there will be music playing in the background throughout most of the actual demo part. And I'll pop up here and there just to give you guys a little information. We're going to start off with letting you know that I am using a series of colors from the set. Light blue, cobalt blue, sky blue, Prussian blue, ultramarine are all going to be blended into the sky. I'll be using the black for the most part after that. Now, I initially set out to do this little demo a little differently. I actually started a painting before this one and was kind of unpleased with the direction it was heading in. Was having a little bit more trouble with the pastels than I initially planned on having. So I did have to switch directions and decided to do a silhouette painting just to give me a better feel of the blending capabilities before I attempted to do something that was a little bit more difficult. Now, I'll be honest, although this is not a review, I was having trouble getting the pastels to blend. They definitely are not as soft as, say, like the extra soft Montmartre pastels that I have reviewed. They're definitely not as soft as, say, like the Mungo Gallery. These are a much firmer pastel. They put me more in mind of, say, like the Pentel Art Pastels. Although they'll blend pretty decently, they have a much harder surface feel than any of the pastels that are labeled soft or extra soft. So that is something I'm definitely going to keep in mind throughout the time that I test these. I do believe that they're probably going to work better for underpaintings, as stated on the back of the box, well, actually the back of the box suggested using a leaner medium, say like a watercolor or possibly gouache, and then building on top of it with the oil pastels, which may be something I try in a mixed media project in the future for these. But as of right now, I just wanted to feel what it would be like to use the pastels by themselves. Now, I'm actually using the Canson Graduate student grade mixed media paper. If you followed any of my pastel videos up until this point, it's actually the paper that I use the most. And I've never really experienced any problems with blending out pastels on it. Well, in this case, there was a bit of a problem. And I'm kind of thinking it was, or it is attributed to both the paper and the pastels, not necessarily being the quality to stand up with each other. So I guess what I'm saying is, like, the paper has worked well for pastels that were softer and seem to have a better covering quality. As far as these pastels, the paper didn't seem to allow them to blend and mix that well. But as I said, this is not a review. I'm just kind of giving you guys some preliminary thoughts of the things that I've experienced throughout doing this demo. Now I am going to cut out in just a second, but you saw me use the blues in the sky and blend those together. I went back in with a white pastel in order to add the clouds into the sky. The remaining of the silhouette picture will be done with the black pastel and a black Prismacolor pencil. Now, I have found that Prismacolor tends to be the pencil that lays down on oil pastels the best. I'm not sure why, if it has something to do with the formulation, but amongst the soft pencils that I have, Prismacolor seems to be the only one that will actually lay down pigment on top of soft pastel versus kind of scratching it and moving it away. So all of those are things that I'm keeping in mind throughout the time that I test these in order to orchestrate and put together a researched review on this particular set of pastels, which will be coming up in the near future on the channel. So be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss it. Well, I've kind of talked a lot. I'm going to cut out and let music play for the rest of it, and then I'll catch you guys after the demo is done. Now that wasn't a totally terrible process. It was a really good first run with the pastels. I'm definitely going to give them another run or two before I decide to offer a review on them. They are interesting to say the least, not quite what I expected when I initially opened the box. They are definitely of a harder pastel than the ones that I've grown to. Like, they may work really well for underpaintings. Like I said, I'm going to give them a couple of other attempts and some other methods. Try out some different blending methods to see if maybe I can get them to blend a little bit better. Definitely try them on a more toothy paper that'll grab a little bit more of the pigment as I am using them. Test them out a little bit more as far as layering is concerned. I do have some question marks around the layering, but you know, overall a pretty decent first run. First impressions, they aren't absolutely terrible, and I'm just going to leave it at that. I'll get more in depth after I use them and actually do some more field testing on them. So there you have it, guys. Hopefully you liked or saw something in this video. I did try to do it a little bit different from other videos that I've done, just to give you a little bit more real time and to spend a little bit more time with you. Hopefully you liked it. If you did, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Share the video, because sharing is caring, and maybe someone else would love to share in this experience. Hit up the comment section, let me know what you think. Have you guys tried these pastels, and what do you think of them? How have they worked for you in your art journey? If you're new to the channel or returning and you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscription button and then hit the notification bell so you'll know when the new content comes out. Keep in mind, this is a arts and craft channel, so I will be releasing videos along both genres because I love them both and I feel like they intertwine. You can hit up the video description for all of the relevant links. That's going to be Facebook, the most recommended product list, which I'm going to update really soon, Etsy, as well as Patreon, and in the near future I have some other news coming for you guys. I've been working on something in the background and hopefully it'll be launching this spring. But in the meantime, I hope you guys have a wonderful Sunday, and as I tell you at the end of every single video, just keep painting and crafting.